viewers, and welcome to my series. If you're new here and you're not sure what this series is all about, I have a playlist in the description box and also at the end of this video where you can go back and watch day 1 and see what it's all about. We're getting to the end. Today we are going to be opening up our last day of this 2025 Stampin' Up! Crafting Advent Calendar that comes bundled with this stamp set. And then after we make our tag today, the only thing left is to make the box that's going to hold the last 6 tags that I have made. So let's go see what's behind day number 12. Our last day. And this is definitely a beautiful door that I don't want to tear. Because you could, use a piece of this and then put another tag over that with a sentiment on a card. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Alrighty, looks like we have some pretty cool stuff. Okay, first off, we have some, what is this called? It's like cardstock, but it's like embossed white designs here on these papers. So we have 2 that looks like they're like floral, like a little flower there. And then, is that 2 or 3? How many's in here? Okay, so it's 3, and then 3 with this design, which is like a various amount of florals. So there's that. And then looks like we have a bunch of some more ephemera here, but they all seem to be, like white. So they look a little dainty. I better be careful getting them out of this bag because they look a little fragile. Let me grab a piece of black cardstock here so we can look at them better. So so we have some circles, and you could probably even just color them. What I really like about them is they have this, you know how when you get those wood carvings and how it kind of gives you that burnt edging look? That's what these have. So they're really pretty. So let's see what we've got here. We've got some different florals and foliage. And let's see. Very, very delicate. That's all I gotta say. But they're very pretty. These are going to be fun to craft with. And like I've said before, I won't be using any of these until I start making cards in December with these products. And looking forward to doing that because I'm not a big tag person, but I wanted to try something different in November since my friend Danny of Danny's Dreams does tags. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. But I struggle with the tags because I like to add so many embellishments to my cards and stuff that it's such a little area to work on that it was a little bit of a struggle. But there are a bunch of these. Look at how pretty those are. I just love them. And if you look closely, you can kind of see that little brown edging there that you get when you do that wood cutting. So there we go. That was what was in our last day. So now I'm going to carefully set this aside because I don't want to put it away now because I want to move on to what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so here's what I wanted to do for the front of my tag. And I wanted to do this because I want to put a Christmas tree on here. And I just feel that this paper kind of looks like, you know, the Christmas tree branches. So that's why I wanted to use that paper. And then I stamped Let's Celebrate, and I got that out of the Peaceful Deer. Stamped that in the Tuxedo Black. And then I pulled in that new punch that I got from Stampin' Up and used this one right here. So I thought I could put that off to the side like that. And then I had some extra of these, and I thought I'm just going to use the extras instead of die cutting out anymore since we're on our last tag. And then, since I want a Christmas tree, I thought I would have some presents and also this little pot to put my Christmas tree in. And that comes from this set right here, Peaceful Pines. There's a little pot and there's the little presents. And so, and then it comes bundled with some dies. So I went ahead and die cut those out. And then let's see what else we got here. Again, I want to do a Christmas tree, but I want to do a different technique for that. And I'll be showing you that here in a minute. And then for the back, I went ahead and brought in some more of that paper, put it at the bottom, and I wanted some glimmer paper that I had sitting out since I just made my craft roulette card. And I used some of the white glimmer paper in that pack, and that's in this one right here. It has both red and white glimmer. So I put a strip of that, and then I die cut it out. Again, I'm using the same tags that I've been using for the last 5 tags, and that comes from the Tailor Made dies. And then, again, I had some extra of those little things, and I thought I'm not gonna cut out any more. And then I wanted a tree on the back as well that had a sentiment in it. And so I found that again from the Peaceful Pines. And the sentiment says, "May the Christmas spirit find a home in your heart." So that will go on the back. And then what I was thinking of doing is, with my scraps, I know I got tons of scraps, but I just wanted to start cutting some little scraps to create my Christmas tree for the front. And so what I did was I pulled out my Stampin' Up masking paper, and I went ahead and cut a piece that was big enough so that I could make, when I'm finished with my technique that I'm going to show you, that I could punch it out, my Christmas tree, out of that. And I still need to figure out where to put to and from on this. I don't know if I'm going to have room on this one because I want this tree, but I guess I could do it on a piece of white paper down here. I don't know what to do. I'm still thinking about that. Maybe this tag won't have a to and from. We'll see. But I think I've showed you all the products. I've used Garden Green ink and Real Red. This one is for my pot, is the Sahara Sand, because that's what is the color that's in this paper pack. And also, just a reminder that if you want to try to get entered to win one of these paper packs, because I'm giving 2 away, then be sure that you comment on this video or any of the previous 5 tags that I've done, and also on the box that I'll be doing after this video. Comment whatever you want, and if you don't want to comment anything, as long as it has hashtag peaceful in it. And then at the end, I will gather those names and put it in a wheel of names, and I will draw for 2 winners. Now, you do have to be in the United States to win because I have to mail this out to you. And once I know who the winners are, I will get that mailed out to them. And basically all I'll need from the winners at that point, and I'll explain that a little bit more when I do my box, but basically all I'll need is your YouTube name that you commented with, and then I'll need your mailing address, and I'll provide you with my email address in that last video when I make the box. So there's that. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you? I think now what I need to do is figure out again if I'm going to put to and from somewhere on here and how that's going to look. But I want to first show you my idea with the technique and how I came about creating it so that I could get my tree for the front of my card. So let's stop this part and go ahead and watch that part of my video, and then we will continue on. So here's what it looks like after I've cut all my little pieces and kind of laid out a little pattern. So now what I need to do is just move those aside and peel off the layer so that I can get to the adhesive on my masking paper, and then try to put them all down. And then I will come back and do my next step. So let's go ahead and get started with this part. Okay, so that was a little harder than I thought. You can never get it back the way you had it planned. I had even taken a picture of it hoping that I could get it lined up, but I had to make some adjustments. But you know what? This will work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in my gold leaf, because now in between those pieces it still has adhesive. And so I want to put some gold leaf in there. So let me grab that, and then I will move this stuff aside because gold leaf is so flaky and it just like flies all over the place. So let me grab that, and then I will come back and put that on, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, so there it is. I like it, but like I said, it's real messy. I'm going to clean this up here in a minute, because the next thing that I wanted to do was go ahead and pull in my punch for, where did I put my tree punch here? Because I wanted to turn this creation into a tree. And so I have my tree punch here. And I had made this a little longer so that I could hold on to something when I put it in my punch. So we'll see how this works. I don't know if that's going to work so well. Maybe what I'll do is put it in and kind of just adjust it where I want it. And sometimes what you could do is pull in your, take your pick tool with the putty side and kind of just find the spot that you really like. And you can move it around with that, or seems to be, I think that's pretty cute. And I think I probably did way more pieces than I needed, but I kind of just wanted to see what looked good to my eye when I put this in. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to punch that out. And there we have our little tree. And yeah, see, I probably made more than I needed to, but I wasn't really sure. So that was just guessing on my part. But now I have my little tree that I can use on my tag. So I'm going to clean this mess up and then come back so that we can finish today's tag. Okay, so now that you saw how I did that and how I was able to get this tree for the front of my card, when I was filling it, I thought, you know, it's a little light because I just have it on that masking, or that, what is it called? The masking paper. So it's really thin. So I decided to go ahead and punch out another tree in the basic white, and I will just put that on there so it has a little bit more thickness to it. And what you didn't see in that other part was I went ahead and also did a star with that gold leafing. I punched out, well, I die cut out the star that was in this one right here. There's a star in the bundle here. And I went ahead and just die cut that out of that masking paper and then added some gold leafing to get my star that I want to put on the top of my Christmas tree. But again, I also die cut out a piece of basic white so that I can get it a little more sturdier than just the masking paper. So those are going to be my elements for the front of my card. And then all I got to do now is just figure out if I'm going to do to and from on this card or not. And then put it together, and then we'll come back and look at the finale. Okay, as you can see, I decided to put my to and from there at the top. So I'll have to move my tree down. So let's go ahead and get this little guy put together. Okay, well, I think we've got that one finished. I really love this one. I love that technique there. And all the little presents under there just makes it so festive to me. And I love it. So there's the back side. And I'm glad I found room for the to and from because I really like that on these tags. So, all right. Well, there we go. We finished 6 tags, and we've already done 12. Now all I have left to do is the box that's going to hold these 6 tags, and then we can give away 2 of the paper packs. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video and tag, and if you did, you can show me your joy by giving it a thumbs up. Okay, well, until my next video, have fun crafting, everyone. And I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate that and if you're in the United States. So hopefully you had a great time with your family and friends and got so full that you couldn't stand yourself. So, and remember, choose joy and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.